Now, before the opening bell, U.S. markets, they did manage to close higher on Tuesday. This ahead of uncertainty regarding the Federal Reserve's interest rate decision. Now, the combination of having shares in consumer services, pharmaceuticals, biotech, and life sciences, as well as household and consumer personal product sectors, all lifting the markets higher. At the same time, on the economic docket, housing starts, they managed to lower to a total of 1.14 million units during the month of August. Also, building permits, they remained unchanged in the month of August at a total of 1.14 million. This all as advancers just ahead of decliners. 39% of SP 500 constituents, they traded higher yesterday. Now, after the markets closed, Adobe Systems announcing third quarter adjusted EPS of 75 cents versus 54 cents last year on revenue up 20% year over year. FedEx unveiling first quarter EPS of $2.65 on revenues reaching $14.7 billion, with the group anticipating for fiscal 2017 EPS between $10.85 and $11.35. And also Microsoft announcing plans to buy back as much as $40 billion in shares and raise its quarterly dividend to 39 cents a share from 36 cents a share previously. Now, taking a look at today's markets, we first take a look over at Asia. We continue to see mostly mixed trade once again following the Bank of Japan's announcements. The Nikkei 225 index, that's on the upside 1.91%. The Hang Seng up 0.59%. China CSI 300 up 0.28%. And South Korea's Kospi up a little more than 0.5%. The Bank of Japan making headlines after announcing its decision to maintain its policy rate unchanged at a total of negative 0.1% and to keep buying Japanese government bonds at an annual pace of 80 trillion yen. The central bank also went on to add that it will indeed begin implementing a new policy framework in which the government would implement yield curve control to buy long-term government bonds to keep 10-year bond yields at levels around 0%. Continuing on, European markets, they are trading higher, and U.S. futures, they are calling for a higher opening. In terms of the market activity today on the economic docket, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, all eyes on the FOMC interest rate decision. This while at the same time switching over to the markets, the SP 500 sees further upside. The relative strength index for the SP 500 calls for a new up leg. Long positions above 21.08 are favored, with targets at 21.55 and 21.69 in extension. The Nasdaq, meanwhile, seeing a bullish bias, therefore preferring long positions that are above 47.68, and the Dow Jones sees limited upside this morning, favoring long positions above 17,900.